सजन बिन
अब इंडिया दिल थाम लो, पहली बार पॉप और क्लासिकल में प्यार होगा और इस प्यार का नाम है बंदिश बैंडिट्स.
Well, thank you very much for joining Ajkal TV today. I'm going to take you to the glamorous world of Hindi movies and television series and speak to two beautiful people, RITWIK BHOWMIK and SHREYA CHOUDHRY. They are the stars of a series that's going to hit our screens in a few days' time. Bandish Bandits is the name of the series. And with me now. Guys, thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Thank you so much for having us.
SHREYA, if I can start with you, just explain what Bandish Bandits is all about.
Sure. So I play the character of Tamanna Sharma in Bandish Bandits, and she is this pop singer, YouTube sensation, and she has a screen name, which is she has a stage name, which is called the Blue Bandits. She also comes from the world where it's very important to have a hit song and have a lot of views for your music. So she is on this journey of making her next hit song, where she meets the character of RITWIK, which is Radhe, and she thinks he's an amazing singer, and she knows for a fact that if they both collaborate for a song, they'll be able to create something magical. So she proposes the idea to him of collaborating for a song, and they decide to form a band called Bandish Bandits.
And RITWIK, how did you land the role?
Well, I got a call from a casting agency called Casting Bay, that's based out of Mumbai, and they called me and they told me that would you like to test for an Amazon Prime Video original, which is going to be a Shankar Hassan Loy musical. And when I heard that question, I really wanted to ask them, are you sure you're asking me this? Because no person, no actor in their right mind would say no to something like this. You know, a Shankar Hassan Loy musical in Amazon Prime Video, of course I would like to test for it. Then I went ahead, I gave my first audition, and from then on there were, I think, at least 3 or 4 rounds of audition and 2 rounds of look test and costume trials. And after these 5-6 rounds, I get a call from our writer, creator, producer, Mr. Amritpal Bindra, saying that, RITWIK, I have news for you. And I said, yeah, of course, please tell me what happened. And he said, you're playing Radhe in Bandish Bandits. And I froze. I had no idea how to respond to that because this is a dream come true. You know, whoever's watching, any aspiring actor or anybody who loves films, they will realize how big the deal is to have Shankar Hassan Loy give music to your debut, to have Anand Tiwari direct your debut, to have actors like Nasir Saab, Atul sir, Amit sir, Rajesh sir, Shiva ma'am, and so many more people, Kunal sir, all of them being there with you for your debut project, you know, and then your project is going to be platformed on Amazon Prime Video. 200 countries is going to see you work. They're going to see your show and you perform. This is a dream debut for any actor. It's a surreal feeling, and I think the amount of love that I've given films and music all my life, it has all translated and come back to me as Bandish.
The form of Bandish Bandits.
Well, you seem to be very blessed. SHREYA, did you get a similar call as well?
Interestingly, I met our director Anand Tiwari at another production house. We both were doing an ad film together, and I've always been a fan of his, be it as a director, be it as an actor. So I walked up to him and I had a brief conversation with him, and I went back home that day and I told my parents that, I met Anand Tiwari today and I really hope I get to work with him someday. So I think I sort of manifest that thought. And in a month's time, similarly to RITWIK, I also got a call from Casting Bay about this audition. A little later, I think once I locked the part, I got to know that Anand had recommended my name for the audition. So it was actually quite a beautiful journey for me in itself. So I also auditioned for the part. I went through about 3 rounds of audition, and we had a very exciting final round for the audition. Anand had kept a workshop for the final round of the audition, and that was something that was very new to me. All my previous auditions were very the way that auditions usually happen over here is that you're given a scene and you enact the scene, and probably just meet the director for a bit, and they take a call on whether you're on board or not. But that was an entire day wherein we began in the morning. We started with some theater exercises, breathing exercises, and then after lunch, they gave us scenes, and we were about four girls and four boys, and we were paired up with each other. And Anand gave each pair their own single, separate time and explained the scene to you. And that was very exciting because he really gave us info that was very relevant for us to be able to portray the character better. So that day was just so exciting that I went up to him and I told him that, no matter what the result of this is going to be, I'm just so happy that I got to, have this day, and I'm going to keep it with me for the rest of my life. And of course, he was very nice about it. And once I got locked for the part, I just realized that I was going to live that same day into 75 days, which was the number of days we shot for.
So Anand did make you work hard for the role.
No, absolutely, yes. At least I like to believe so.
Ritwik, you play the role of a Siddha Sadha cultured young man who presumably gets corrupted by Tamanna. How much how much of you is there in the character of Radhe?
Not a
Hmm.
single bit. But very honestly, I'm so happy you asked this question because I, I I started off this journey in Bandish Bandits as an actor who was trying to look for the character so that he could play this character with utmost honesty. But what happened was I was looking outside. I was constantly looking for references because I did not understand Radhe. He comes from a
Yeah,
very different world. His upbringing is much different from mine, and his mindset and his ideology is very much different than what they are for me.
yeah,
So I did not understand this boy for a very long time until one day Anand sir pointed this out to me and he said, instead of constantly questioning him and trying to find out his reasons, start with questioning yourself. Ask yourself, why do you do the things you do? Why do you say the things you say? Or why are you so obsessed about acting? Why do you have the dreams that you have? Once you find the answers to this, translate it to Radhe and see what happens.
yeah.
And what happened was magic because after a point, I didn't have to look outside. I found Radhe in me. I really found a version of Radhe in me where I could absolutely understand why this boy does what he does, or why does he say the things he says, and that really helped me because I today I truly believe that as an actor, we should really start from looking inwards and then outwards, and that has happened because of Mr. Anand Tiwari. And today I can proudly and very fondly say that I've taken a lot of qualities from Radhe. I've learned a lot from him, and hopefully it will stay with me for the rest of my life because it's come from a character that I have played myself. So yeah, it's been a fun journey playing Radhe.
And Shreya, you play the role of a sassy modern pop star. Um, did you base that on somebody that you've come across, an existing pop star, or other elements of that character of Tamanna in you as well?
To be very honest, no. I'm quite dissimilar from Tamanna Sharma. When I read the script also for the first time, I was like, okay, she is quite different from who I am. And in every way, be it the way she's been brought up, be it the work that she does, or be it the way she talks. But luckily for me, I had Anand and Amrit, who are the makers of our show. Amrit, who is also one of the writers, and Anand, the director. They both had a very clear idea of who Tamanna is and what she is all about. Be it her physical appearance, be it the fact that she has blue streaks in her hair, or be it her personality traits of being extremely confident, self assured, and just liberated as a human being. So I had this basic skeleton that I got to work with. So I just tried to, jump right into it. I've grown up listening to pop music, and there are some pop singers that I adore, whose work I adore. But I think we consciously took a decision that, let's carve out Tamanna, from something new. Because at no point do we want anyone to look at her and say, "Oh, but you remind us of her," or "You remind us of that singer." We wanted. I think the reason why I have these pop singers imprinted in my mind is because they had something unique to them that attracted me towards them. Whether it was their music, whether it's the way they look, whether it's the way they dress. So we just tried to build on every aspect of Tamanna's character so that she would be somebody you would not be able to forget. So, I mean, of course, at the back of my head, there's so many music singers and pop singers who I've like, who I've like enacted their songs and grown up listening to. But we did really try through workshops to just build Tamanna Sharma and just make her unique and different.
You shot a lot of the series in Rajasthan, and do we get a chance to see some of Rajasthan? I've seen the trailer, and there are some beautiful picturization.
Absolutely, absolutely. Rajasthan is one of the most beautiful places in India, and through the story, I think consciously also they based the show in Rajasthan, and they really involved the entire place. We shot primarily in Jodhpur. That's where the show is based. So we really, through the story, have kind of portrayed Jodhpur in all its glory. Every corner of Jodhpur is beautiful, and there's something new to discover. And we shot in some of the landmark places, be it Mehrangarh Fort, be it Ghantaghar, which is the clock tower. And all of these places are really enriched with a lot of history of our country and the culture.
Because Rajasthan is one of the most important characters of the show. It really is playing a character in the show, and no other
Yeah.
state or city in this country could have done justice to Bandish Bandits.
Yeah.
Ritwik, Shreya, you
Yes.
play a romantic couple in the series, and for any couple to project romanticism on screen, there has to be a certain element of chemistry. Did that chemistry kind of gel once you met first time, or did you know each other before? So you had that rapport before you went on set.
We actually didn't know each other before Bandish Bandits. We met very briefly. We'd had like a 15-second conversation of just introducing each other. But otherwise, we didn't know each other from Adams, And Nasir sir during our trailer launch said something very beautiful. He said, one of the best ways for there to be chemistry between any two characters is if you're kind towards one another. And I actually thought about it because a lot of people have been asking us, where is your chemistry coming from? Did you all know each other? Did you all work on it? And we never really had to work extra for anything else. We had a very strong script that was backing us. And we both realized that, we have a common goal of just doing, brilliantly well in the show for ourselves, for the show's sake. And we saw everybody around us putting in that kind of hard work. So we just joined hands and decided to move towards our common goal together.
Well, it's going to be shown in over 200 countries. Are you now, both of you, ready for that level of stardom? Because there will be no going back after this.
Nobody said this in this manner. It just seems in right now that whoa, is this gonna happen? I just felt that. Thank you for saying it that way. But I think we're ready. We've been preparing for this moment from a very long time now, and we spent our entire lives wanting to be here, doing this interview with you and listening to you right now. And I really hope that we do justice as performers, as actors, and as Radhe and Tamanna to all the eyes that are on us right now, and to everybody who's expecting something from us.
So true.
And especially, we want to make Amazon Prime Video Students with Moving Pictures proud about the fact that they chose us for this, and hopefully that will happen.
Okay, finally, remind us when and where can we watch Bandish Bandits?
Watch our labor of love, Bandish Bandits, releasing on 4th of August only on Amazon Prime Video.
I said start, you said the entire thing. Please watch our show, and I really hope that you like it and give us all the love, because this is a show filled with love, about love for you guys, and hopefully you love it.
Well, we're looking forward to it so much, guys. Thank you so much for taking the time out to talk to me today, and I wish you the best of luck with the series, but more importantly, with that superstardom that's ahead of you.
Thank you
Thank you so much. That means a lot.
So nice. Yes.
या मुझे कोई भी सजा दे दीजिए आप।
पश्चाताप गलती के लिए होता है, धोखेबाजी के लिए नहीं।
ये कोलैबोरेशन बहुत ब्यूटीफुल था। हम दोनों को अपने अलग-अलग रास्ते जाना होगा।
Bandish Bandits is over.
ध्यान भटकने मत देना। इस घराने की जिम्मेदारी तुम पर है।
ये घराना मेरा है, उसे तो मैं लेकर आऊंगा।
हीरो बनने की कोशिश कर रहे थे?
नहीं, मैं तो हीरोइन को मनाने की कोशिश कर रहा था।
और अगर वो तुमसे प्यार ना करे तो
थोड़ा चू कट जाएगा।